Hey everyone, how's it going? My name's Travis, and this is my 3.17 Archnemesis League Start build that I'm going to be kind of quickly talking about. And yeah, telling you what I'm playing, how I'm playing it, and talk about the POB a little bit. So, this is a Fizz to Lightning Summon Carrion Golem Necromancer build that is going to be using Triad Grips in order to convert all of the physical damage to lightning damage. At some point, I want to turn this into a Doriani's prototype build and try to get as low lightning resistance as I possibly can to help increase our damage. I'm not going to go like into too much talk about that interaction because this video is going to be kind of just talking about the general idea of the build. This isn't a POB that's going to hold your hand. That's going to say, take this passive next, take this one next. At Act 3, your tree should look like this, or even give you a link to tell you what piece of gear you need to buy. Because honestly, I don't think anybody learns having their hand held the entire time. So this is just an idea. This is a shell of it. If this is something you want to play, please take this, put your own little unique twist on it, whether you want to go crit, whether you want to go, life and ES based, or, maybe you want to go more block chance, maybe you want to have a staff. Put your own little twist on it, please. This is just a template. But this is the tree that I'm going to be rocking. I'm sure at some point I'll change it up a little bit. But it's a very linear tree, pretty easy to follow. Um, Whenever you go buy something, if you need more life, take more life. Need more damage, take more damage. Whatever you need. Skills, nothing too out of the ordinary. I will try to clean this up to say, hey, this goes in the chest piece, this goes in the gloves, this goes in, one weapon, things like that. But pretty generic stuff. If you've ever played a necromancer, I'll try to clean this up. I think I should at least do that much. The items, as you can see, the damage is very low, and you can probably tell why because we have like no items here. On top of that, I don't go through and check every possible thing that could be active at some point, right? I don't like doing that. I don't like inflating numbers. But as you can see here, these are the uniques that I kind of recommend for the way I'm going to be playing it, right? Obviously, if you go something like a staff, like I said earlier, you're not going to have cold iron. But I'm going to be trying to get a pair of cold iron points because I just think they're really, really good for physical based minions. The deal no elemental damage doesn't apply to our minions. So we get the benefits of the +3. The deal no elemental damage really doesn't apply to us at all because we're not doing damage. So cold iron point will definitely work until in game. There's no reason I can't beat Cyrus or Maven or any of the new bosses. Uh, cold iron point is definitely capable of doing all of that. Yes, a really well rolled convoking wand that's like +2, has trigger, minions have attack and cast speed, things like that. A well rolled convoking wand would be better than cold iron point, but a 1x item compared to a 40x item or a 5% increased damage doesn't make a lot of sense early on in the league. So if you don't have cold iron point or you can't afford cold iron point because of it's league start, you're not going to have a lot of money. Try to get a pair of clay shapers. These will be just as good as cold iron points, arguably better in some aspects. In terms of minion damage and minion life. However, it's not going to give us any determination levels, right? We're using determination. Determination is a physical based skill. We are getting the +6 to determination cold iron point. So definitely recommend at some point upgrading your clay shapers 2 cold iron points. As you can see, a lot of the here I haven't put in. I will say for helmet, life, res, +3 to socketed minion gems. You get +2 to socketed minion gems, that's probably fine too. But +2 or 3, and then life and res. Body armor, life, res. I recommend an armor based, probably an astral plate, which means you need 180 strength. Yeah, self-explanatory. Life, res, use an essence to, get a bunch of cold res or, chaos res, try to get a high life roll. Gloves, triad grips. Again, I kind of mentioned this. This is a mandatory piece of gear. This is what allows us to convert all of our physical damage to lightning damage. This is going to be a cheap item. This is going to be a 1C item, maybe a 2C item if you get a well-rolled one, right? Double corrupt these, right? Try to get a good double corruption throughout the league. If you get something like +1 socketed gems and curse enemies, something, right? Could be really good. No reason not to corrupt them because again, they're cheap. Boots, life, movement speed, res. Nothing to really go on too crazy there. Amulet and Rings. The amulet I'm going to talk a little bit about because it has a lot of potential, but for the most part, life, res, attributes will get you by for quite a while. We are going to try to get a +2 amulet with life, res, and attributes if we can. Because of the new modifiers that are going to be on amulets, you can get +1 int and +1 physical, right? We want physical. Yeah, +1 physical skill gems on a normal non-influenced base. It's really cool. However, they're probably going to be hard to craft, but I think I have a way to almost guarantee it, which we'll talk about a little bit later on. Rings, unset rings, life, res, attributes if you need them. Abyssal jewels from the Darkness and Throne belt. I mentioned Darkness and Throne, I think so, but it's 2 abyssal sockets. You can use Ghastly Eye jewels to get, life, flat lightning damage, onslaught, taunt, movement speed, cast speed, whatever, find modifiers that would be good for it and then put them in Darkness and Throne. Be good. Flasks, whatever you think you need, right? Defensive flasks, mostly granite, jade, life flask, quicksilver, whatever you need. And then we do have one open socket for this one and Cluster Jewel. Play around with them, do what you need. Yeah, that's pretty much the POB. Again, it's a very blank, generic shell of a POB. I don't want to hold your hand. I don't want to back you. You have to play this style of build, right? I'm just saying, hey, this is a Fizz to Lightning conversion, Carrion Golem. My idea is to run Doriana's prototype. You could probably play the build without it. Maybe go double curse. Maybe, again, go crit based. I'm just gonna play with Doriana's prototype because I think it's a cool idea. With the new unique jewels, where you can get one of each and then combine them to get, I don't think you combine them, but if you have one of each in your tree, you can get a certain ascendancy point. Try to get Liege of the Primordial or Elemancer. I would recommend Elemancer. That's going to be kind of like late game stuff. I wouldn't worry about it too much for league start. We have to see how those jewels are going to look. But yeah, that's pretty much the generic shell of this POB, right? Probably said that too many times. But I want to make videos and show you the progression of this build throughout the league until I find that it's done. So if you want to come back, see how that I've done it, you can. You're more than welcome to. I would appreciate it. That being said, I'm going to put this POB down in the description below. You want to take it, play with it, decide you want to do it. Cool. I like the Doriana's prototype idea. I think it'll be good. So that being said, check out the description. You'll find it there. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask. I would hopefully see you in the next one. All right. Take care. Bye.